Hey everyone, welcome back. I'm Amy. It's amazing as always to have you here practicing your yoga with me today. So I thought what we'd do would be a super good, feel good flow, something to warm the body up, get the blood pumping and just give us a load of energy for the week ahead. Or whenever you're doing this practice, it's always good to have a good positive mindset and a nice amount of energy, hopefully. So let's get started. We don't need any props today. We're going to be moving through some sun salutations, we're going to be doing some twists. It should be a nice full body yummy stretch workout, so I hope that you enjoy it and yeah, let's begin. So we're going to start today's practice with our sun salutations. So just come to the top of the mat, let the hands fall down either side of the body, close down the eyes if that feels good, and just try and make sure that you've got equal weight between both soles of the feet. And just relax into your posture here. Really feel the feet grounding into the mat. Start to focus on your breath. Stand nice and tall. Roll the shoulders back and really lengthen through the spine and the crown of the head. And just give yourself a nice stable base. Focus on your inhales and your exhales. Set any intentions that you might have from today's practice. Engage your ujjayi breath, your fire breathing. And then when you're ready, blink open the eyes. We're going to take one big inhale as we bring the arms up above the head. Bring the gaze towards the thumbs. And as you exhale, come into a forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, flat back. Gaze comes forwards. As you exhale, step back, lower down through chaturanga. With the elbows tucking in towards the ribs. Take an inhale, coming into upward facing dog. And on the exhale, coming into downward facing dog. And we're going to take 3 nice long breaths here. As always, in downward facing dog, pedal up those legs. The backs of the legs often feel quite tight. Have your wrists in line with your shoulders, fingers spread wide, and the gaze towards your navel or the top of the thighs. Take a couple more breaths here. And then on your next inhale, lift the heels, bring the gaze forwards towards the palms. Exhale to put a bend through the knees. Walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Come into a nice half lift again. And exhale into forward fold. On the inhale, coming all the way back up to standing. On the exhale, losing my balance. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center. Again, inhale, arms up, look towards your thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift, flat back. Exhale, stepping back, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale into downward facing dog. And again, we're going to take 3 nice long breaths. Have your feet hips width distance apart. Maybe shake the head, nod the head. Just release any tension through the neck and shoulder area. Couple more breaths. And then on the inhale, lift the heels. Exhale to bend the knees. Walk, step or jump to the top of the mat. Take an inhale to do half lift. Exhale, forward fold. And inhale to rise all the way back up to stand. Hands to prayer at heart center. So moving on to sun salutation A. So take an inhale, arms up, look towards the thumbs. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale to a half lift, flat back. Exhale, stepping back, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhale into downward facing dog. On the next inhale, turn the left toes out, bring the right foot forward. We're going to rise up into warrior 1. And as you exhale, just interlace the fingers behind the back and forward fold. Then come into a nice humble warrior, stretching through the back, through the shoulders, broadening through the chest. And on the inhale, come all the way back up to stand. Come back into warrior 1. Exhale, bring the palms to the mat, step back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing dog and exhale to downward facing dog. So repeating on the left, take an inhale to turn the right toes out, bring the left foot forward. Rise up to warrior one, gaze comes towards your thumbs. As you exhale, bring the palms behind the back, interlace the fingers and come forward fold into humble warrior. As you fold, you want to kind of stay so that you're on the inside of the left knee. It's a really awesome stretch across the chest. Take an inhale, bring the palms back up, coming into warrior one. And as you exhale, bring the palms down, step back, lower down through chaturanga again. Upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog. And again, stay here for 3 nice long breaths. Pedal out the legs if you need to. One more breath. On the inhale, lift the heels. On the exhale, bend the knees. Inhale to walk, step or jump to the top of the mat, coming into a half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up through chair pose. And as you exhale, we're going to come straight back down into that forward fold. Take an inhale again to a half lift, bring the gaze forwards. Exhale, stepping back, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog. On the inhale, turn the left toes out, bring the right foot forward. Again, rising up into warrior one, gaze comes up towards the thumbs. And as you exhale, just spin your back heel so it's up and you're coming into more of a crescent lunge position. And from here, we're going to twist round to the right hand side. So revolved side angle. So hands to prayer at heart center. Your left elbow should hook over the right knee. Gaze comes up towards the right elbow. Take a couple of breaths here. And as you exhale, rising all the way back up into that crescent lunge. Bringing the palms to the mat, we're going to step back, lower down through chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog. We're going to repeat on the left, so turn the right foot out. Left foot forward, rise up to warrior one, gaze towards the thumbs, strong through both legs. And then on your next inhale, spin the back foot so the heel comes up. Bring the hands to prayer at heart center and take that revolved, that twist onto the left hand side. So keep both legs nice and strong and active. Hands to prayer at heart center, gaze comes up towards the left elbow. Couple of breaths here. Then on the inhale, release back up into that crescent lunge. Exhale, palms to the mat, step back, lower down, move through chaturanga. Nice inhale on upward facing dog and exhale to release on downward facing dog. So your body should start to feel nice and warm now. We're moving through a little bit quickly this morning, but we're trying to get that energy flowing. We need some heat into the body. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Then on the next inhale, lifting the heels, bending through the knees, walk, step or jump to the top of the mat, half lift, gaze comes up. Exhaling to forward fold and inhale. Rising all the way back up into chair pose, and we're just going to stay in chair pose here. So you want to have your feet so they're hips width distance apart and bring the weight into the heels. So if you can look down and just lift your toes off the mat and then pop them back down again. Raise the arms up. And as you exhale, we're going to twist round to the right hand side, looking over the right shoulder. Take an inhale to come back up into chair pose. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Bring the chest, lower it down so that it's on top of the thighs. And just stretch, broaden through the chest. Take a couple of breaths here. On the next inhale, release, come back up into chair pose. As you exhale, I'm going to flow, twist round to the left-hand side. Take an inhale to come back up to centre. And as you exhale, bring the hands to prayer at heart centre. We're going to take that revolve twist again, like we did earlier, on the right-hand side. But we're going to step back with the left foot. So take an inhale, look up towards the right elbow. And exhale to release. One more inhale. And as you exhale, I'm going to bring the left foot up to meet the right. Flow round to the front, interlace those fingers behind the back. Bring the chest onto the tops of the thighs. Broadening through the chest. Couple of breaths here. Take an inhale to sweep the arms up, coming back up into chair pose. As you exhale, twisting round to the left-hand side this time. So hooking the right elbow over the left knee. Find a stable base in the left foot and bring the right foot back. Revolved side angle. Gaze comes up towards the left elbow. Couple of breaths here. Try and keep the legs nice and strong and active. And then on the next inhale, bring the right leg up to meet the left. Just take an inhale back into that chair pose. And as we exhale, coming into forward fold. Inhale to a half lift. Exhale, stepping back, lower down through chaturanga. Inhale into upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here just to gather ourselves again. And then on the inhale, lifting the right leg up, coming into three-legged dog. And then if it feels good, maybe open up through the hip, let that foot fall back slightly onto the left-hand side. So you'll really feel the stretch through the hips here. Try and keep your shoulders and your arms so that they're square to the front of the mat. On the exhale, coming back into three-legged dog, and then just release the right leg down. Take an inhale, just bring the left leg up, three-legged dog. And if it feels good on the left-hand side, just again, drop that left foot back, open up through the hip area, maybe flex the foot, point the foot, just give a little bit of difference in movement there. And then as you exhale, back into three-legged dog and release the left leg down. And from here, we're just going to walk the feet up towards the palms of the hands. Bring your feet so they're hips width distance apart. Grab hold of the shoulders. Just let the body hang here. Maybe sway from side to side. Just release any tension through the lower back. Relax the shoulders, relax the neck. Equal weight in the soles of the feet. And then we're just going to gently release the arms down, rolling up ever so slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, until you come all the way up to standing. Just let the arms flow, continue to flow all the way up. Feel that real nice stretch through the body, lengthen through the spine, reaching through the crown of the head. Take an inhale here, and as you exhale, we're just going to do one last vinyasa, so forward fold. Take an inhale to a half lift. Exhale, stepping ourselves back, lowering down through chaturanga. Inhaling to upward facing dog. And exhaling to downward facing dog. And from here, we're just going to come into a seated position. In fact, I'm going to spin myself around. We're just going to do a couple of wide leg forward folds here. Just to give ourselves a nice little stretch through the legs. So as you inhale, bring the arms up above the head. And as you exhale, just coming into a forward fold. Keeping the spine nice and long. You might want to grab hold of the toes here, or if you've got a block or a bolster that you can just pop in front of you, just to give you a little bit of extra support, then feel free to grab that. I'm just going to take a couple of breaths here. On the inhale, coming all the way back up to centre. As the exhale, we're just going to fold over onto the right hand side. So feeling the stretch through the side body, leading with the chest, not with the head. And just really lengthening through the spine. Getting that nice stretch all the way through the back of the legs, through the hamstrings, through the glutes. Take an inhale, just walk yourself over to the left hand side. Again, coming into that nice forward fold. Take a couple of breaths here. Take an inhale to come back up. We're going to spin ourselves around, coming back into Navasana. So bring the legs up, coming into a nice boat pose. We're going to stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Cross the legs, give yourself a little lift, rolling back over the toes. This is our last vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, coming back through to a nice seated position. It's going to do a couple of twists just to get ourselves ready for our nice final Shavasana. So twist round to the right hand side, bring the left palm on top of the right knee, gaze comes over the right shoulder. Take a nice long inhale and exhale to release. Again, inhale. Exhale as you come back to centre. Just switch over onto the left hand side. Gaze comes over round to the left shoulder. Focus on your breath. And then as you exhale, just to release, just bring your palms onto the tops of the knees. Bring the thumb and forefinger together. And just focus again on your breath. Close down your eyes. Just slow everything down after today's practice. You should feel nice and warm now. You should have built up some heat through the body, some energy flowing through the body. Ready to face the day. And when you're ready, blink open the eyes and let the legs come out in front. We're just going to lay down just a short Shavasana. Take as long as you need just to relax. Slow everything down and really soak in all the good vibes from today's practice. Start to give some movement through the fingertips and through the toes. A nice big inhale, exhale through the mouth. Let everything go. On your next inhale, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice little hug. We're just going to roll from side to side. And then bring ourselves up into a nice, comfortable cross-leg position. Just give ourselves a little bow. So bring the hands to prayer at heart centre. Bow the head. Namaste. So there we go, folks. There's your feel good flow. I hope that you feel full of energy and ready to face the day. As always, don't forget to hit like if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time here on the mat. Namaste.